Holy sh... Welcome, fellow your pothead Joe Pop Putty Man here, and today, oh my god, the episode we just saw, I'm tearing up still to this moment. Everything all the way to the end is made me tear up, and I think this might be it. I think this is the last episode of The Mandalorian. If you guys or The Mandalorian continues in its own way. Guys, first and foremost, if you're new to this review, make sure you hit that subscribe button. C3PO.
At last! Where have you been?
Thank you, C3PO. Thank you so much for that, brother. Okay, so... I thought this was going to be easy of a review to do, but I am so choked up. I want to make sure you guys can hear me clearly through this whole review. God, the episode I just encountered. This was longer because I had moments where I was rewinding so much in this episode to re-see things, just to get the fills and everything else. Listen, I'm going to try to go through as best I can, get as much as I can out there. This is a review I have to get out quickly. I had pictures, everything else ready. I'm just going to go through as fast as I can. I'm not even going to go through the pictures. So if I say characters, look them up to see what they look like. I want to get through as fast as I can without having to set up imagery, because I'm choked up on what's happened and what's going to continue. I think the show is going to still be called Mandalorian, but I think now we're going to start a new chapter, which is going to be Chapter 1. So it'll be Season 3, Chapter 1. And I'll explain that at the end. If you did not stay towards the end of the credits, well, you missed the biggest thing ever. So, starting off with the beginning, they see the Slave One chasing down an Imperial shuttle. Now, this Imperial shuttle is called a Lambda Class T4A shuttle. It first appeared in The Empire Strikes Back. And basically what they end up doing is, as they're chasing it down, they basically steal it, and then then they end up going to Bo-Katan to help save Grogu, okay, Baby Yoda. Now Bo-Katan refers to Boba Fett as a clone. Around here, you'll see right here is when they actually go to meet her and her colleague. And what she's referring to when she's calling him a clone is, and that he's not true, a Mandalorian, instead of being like a birth, is, if you remember in episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett was in there, and they made clones off of him, but he wanted a clone of his own to age slowly. That was Boba Fett. So he is essentially a clone, but he's a clone that actually ages at the particular right age. So they do get Bo-Katan to recruit, as long as she gets to get the Darksaber from Moff Gideon. And she does also refer that the Darksaber cannot cut through pure Beskar, which is like a foreshadowing what's going to happen later. So we end up seeing Moff Gideon's Imperial Light Cruiser, and Moff Gideon activates his Darktroopers once they end up getting on the Imperial Light Cruiser. This would actually be the first time we actually see the Darktroopers in action, live action, I should say. Last time we saw them was on the Star Wars Dark Forces video game, but unfortunately that's no longer canon. That video game is no longer canon. So, as the team proceeds through the ship, I also want to bring up there was a silver droid around 16 minutes and 54 seconds. I'm going to show that right now. Hold on. Right about... Getting through this fast as I can, ladies and gentlemen, just to get to this end part that I can't wait for. Okay, so we see around here, which I'm going to go ahead and mute everything because I don't want to get any copyright. But we see around here, as Mando goes across, this droid right here is actually called a Death Star droid, or RA-7 protocol droid. Another nickname that goes by Insect droid. It first appeared in A New Hope, and the reason I got Death Star, the name Death Star droid, because of it appearing on the Death Star. So that's an RA-7 protocol droid. Now, of course, the Dark Trooper, one of the Dark Troopers does escape before Mando can lock up the seal. And we do get to see him fight down one of the troopers Which, of course, this actually is an imposing situation where we finally get to see how strong the Darktroopers are, but we also get to see how strong his Beskar armor is. But of course, he gets the rest of the troopers and puts them through the air vac, which, you know, momentarily we thought they were gone. So then we all finally see that Moff Gideon is holding the Darksaber above Grogu and tells him that, that he'll let him take Grogu as long as he keeps the Darksaber. And unfortunately, he turns his back on him and doesn't allow him to, which then ends up being a fight with Moff Gideon and and Mando. And so Darksaber is actually one of those things that was actually in Clone Wars and Rebels and everything. It's actually it's exactly like it says in the episode. You have to fight in order to gain it. And because Mando wins a fight, he gets the Darksaber. So this is going to be another type of arc, I could say, in this episode. If we continue on this, I don't know how we're going to continue, or if we're just going to have a total different series. And I'll explain later when we get to the end. So, of course, the Darktroopers return to the ship, and this is around 38:40. And what we end up seeing is, around 30 minutes into it. And what we end up seeing is them trapped inside. But then all of a sudden, and I kind of knew when I was seeing this, and this is where I actually am going to be going off script, by the way. I kind of knew when I see Grogu kind of giving this look like he's thinking that he got in contact with Luke. And honestly, I didn't know it was going to be Luke. I thought maybe it was Ahsoka. I didn't know who was going to be at first. But to see Luke take down these Darktroopers, I started crying. This was the first tearjerker right here. And of course, Grogu knew and everything. He knew everything was going on. And of course, Mando had no idea. He just like, are you a Jedi? So on and so forth. Grogu knew exactly who this was. But by the way, I'm nothing against him. I feel like the CGI is kind of effy, but they had to make him young, so I understand it. So of course, this was where I tearjerkered up. This is where I really got teared up because you got to remember, as a Mandalorian, you're vowed to never take off your helmet, and most Mandalorians will only take off their helmet either in death or because they want someone they care for to see their face. And to see him take off his helmet for Grogu really touched my heart. And then to see Grogu actually continue on, it's kind of like he knew that Grogu had to go with him to be trained, and then just to even tearjerk him more, like, oh, how can we make people cry a little more? I wonder how we can make people cry a little more. Oh, let's bring R2-D2, who is now following Luke Skywalker. I don't have to tell you who these characters are. If you're watching Mandalorian and you don't know who these characters are, you need to go watch the original Star Wars movies. I was crying this whole time. Like, the excitement, the tears to see him go made me just cry so much. And to see Luke walk away with Grogu, I kind of had a feeling that he would train him, but at the same time, I feel like what's going to happen is this is going to be. See, I don't know. I thought he was going to come and say he couldn't train him after he failed with Kylo, but apparently I'm in the wrong step. This is actually before he trains Kylo Ren. So I guess he brings him to the school, but I don't know what happens with Grogu. Maybe that's a sort of story they're going to add up later on. I don't know. Because you would think with all the new movies, they would bring this in. Or maybe they're breaking the story. Maybe they're breaking the whole Kylo Ren story altogether. Maybe that never happened. I don't know. Things are so confusing. I'm so racked with so many emotions when it comes to this episode, the season finale. So, of course, we have credits. Now, for most of you guys, you might have left. Always check your time, guys. Always check your time. Because then we got something at the end. Now, I'm going to skip around on this, but what you're seeing right now is Jabba's palace. And what you're going to see next is a character called Bib Fortuna. And you'll remember these guards were actually in the beginning of of second season of the show. But this is Bib Fortuna, and if you remember, Boba Fett actually had a past with Jabba the Hutt, and he worked for Jabba the Hutt. So this is actually this is Hutt's palace, and you'll see she comes in, and oh my God, when I saw this, I freaked out to see Boba come in. And you got to remember, at this point, Jabba's dead. So Bib Fortuna, I guess, took over the throne, or Jabba's throne. Which Bib can't be throne owner, just because he basically took it because Jabba's dead. That's pretty much how he ended up getting it from, from Empire Strikes Back. I mean, Return of the Jedi. Sorry, Return of the Jedi. So, boom, there goes Bib Fortuna, and then this is so epic. Boba takes the throne, and we get this, of all things, ladies and gentlemen, the book of Boba Fett. And then what does it say? Coming December 2021. The same month that Mandalorian came out, or this season of Mandalorian came out. Or maybe that's what it is. It's actually going to continue after this one. I don't know. I'm so racked with emotions. I had pictures lined up to get ready for this review, but honestly, I just couldn't even do it. I honestly could not do it. This episode alone, like, had me feeling so many emotions. I was like, I just have to get the review. I have to get this review out, and it's so sad to see that he had to go with Luke and leave Mando. And I think there's going to be some kind of counter. It's going to come back. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm so boggled with the mind how they're going to continue off of this. Like, how do you, like, if this is not the final episode, then what is going on? God, man. I never teared up so much in an episode. And then they go the book of Boba Fett at the end. Guys, comment if you like this review. And by far, nothing else tops this. And when it comes to Mandalorian or anything else Star Wars in my eyes, nothing tops what just happened. I'm racked with emotions, guys. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Comment below how you guys felt as well. And as always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads. And do not forget, we're all about the high score. Peace out. I'll talk to y'all later.